Hello, everyone. This is Group One, and our presentation today is on digital transformations in SMEs, overcoming challenges through digital platforms. And we're going to be applying it to our company focus, which is Pacific Coastal Airlines. My name is Victoria Adejumo. I have Dennis Agboka and Justice Adjetey with me. So, this is a table of contents for our presentation. Today, we're going to be introducing the topic, talk about our research objectives, research tools used, key findings, applications to our company focus, actionable plan, and we'll be concluding the presentation. So, digital platforms are transforming the way small and medium sized enterprises operate in economies today. They're critical tools for transformational entrepreneurship in the sense that they facilitate business innovation, resource integration, and cost efficient transactions. However, despite the potential benefits, small and medium sized entrepreneurs face significant changes in adopting digital platforms. The study, therefore, investigates the key boundary conditions hindering digital platforms adoptions and presents a structured decision making framework using a combination of methodologies we'll see today. This study also focuses on SMEs in Iran, which is an emerging economy with high entrepreneurial potential but numerous digital adoption barriers. So let's quickly talk about key concepts that you hear throughout the course of this presentation and this paper. First, digital platforms. They are basically tech-based infrastructures that connect businesses, consumers, and service providers in an interactive digital ecosystem. There are types of digital platforms. You have transaction platforms that facilitate exchange of goods and services. For example, you have Amazon, Uber, Airbnb. You also have innovation platforms that enable third party developers to build existing technologies. You have things like your Android, your iOS, and then you have integration platforms that combine elements of both transactions and innovation platforms, such as Google and Apple ecosystems. Then we have transformational entrepreneurship. That is a form of entrepreneurship that focuses on creating businesses that drive economy, social, and environmental sustainability. Digital platforms create a vital role in transformational entrepreneurship by helping entrepreneurs commercialize innovation, expand their markets, and increase their efficiency. And lastly, digital transformation. It's basically the process where SMEs integrate their digital platforms into their business operations to help improve business transactions efficiency globally. And this will help to enhance their customer experience and provide new opportunities for innovation and competitiveness. It is both an opportunity and a challenge that requires collaborative effort from all of the stakeholders that are involved. So now to the main objectives of this study, we have four of them. One, to identify the major boundary conditions or key challenges that hinder the adoption of digital platform in SMEs. We're also going to analyze the interactions between these boundary conditions using a level-based approach and its influence on digital transformation. It's also to develop a structured framework that helps businesses and policymakers overcome these barriers and support SME digital transformation. And lastly, we apply these findings to our company focus and propose actionable strategies for the company. So, a mixed method approach was used, combining both qualitative and quantitative techniques in this paper. First, we have the systematic literature review that was used to extract key boundary conditions from previous research. Then, the if Delphi method was also used to validate and prioritize the most significant barriers using expert opinions. Next, we went to interruptive structural modeling ISM, and this basically just creates an hierarchy structure of obstacles affecting digital platforms adoptions and the relationship between these boundary conditions. Then we used a micmac analysis that classifies boundary condition barriers based on their driving and dependency power. And then scenario based analysis The study considered three possible scenarios to evaluate the impact of these different levels of boundary conditions. So we have optimistic, realistic, pessimistic. Optimistic was where a situation where governments and businesses proactively remove barriers on digital platform adoption, so digital transformation is run smoothly. Realistic is a balanced perspective of existing barriers and possible solutions where some barriers remain but SMEs gradually adapt to the digital platforms. And then pessimistic, where there are severe regulatory and technical constraints that hinder the adoption of SME growth in emerging economies. So the key findings in this paper, the boundary conditions were identified through thorough research, and there were 31 boundary conditions that were identified and categorized into four main groups. You have the infrastructural barriers or challenges, behavioral barriers or challenges, operational and managerial. So let's start with the infrastructural barriers. It's basically the digital divide, which means there is limited access to high speed internet, which impacts digital expansion in certain markets. Then we have low digital literacy and technical skills. This is when businesses struggle to adapt to new technologies. Then legal and regulatory gaps. There are weak policies and varying international laws, creating different complexities on data privacy, e-commerce, and digital transactions. And then we have funding constraints or financial constraints, which is lack of funding for technological investments because digital platforms and digital transformation requires a lot of capital investment. Now, there are also behavioral challenges, which are things like resistance to change. SMEs really hesitate to change and move or shift from their traditional business models. Then there's lack of customer trust. Customers are skeptical about online transactions in digital platforms, and this online fraud concerns will definitely impact sales. Then we have institutional thinking, where businesses struggle with adopting new digital strategies and outdated organizational structure. And then there's also lack of digital awareness because there's need for education on these digital opportunities. Next, we have operational barriers. We have data privacy and security concerns. SMEs pretty much fear these cybersecurity threats, data breaches, and compliance issues. There's also quality control challenges from inadequate quality assurance processes, ensuring that consistent product service is achieved in the digital environment. Then we have platform usability issues, which arise from poor platform design and usability to ensure seamless online shopping experiences. And finally, we have managerial barriers, which are things like slow decision making and lack of agility that leads to the hesitation in adopting digital tools. Then there's also inconsistent government policies because they are unclear about digital business laws in different countries and compliance issues. Alignment with business strategies, there's no structured approach to transformation, so there's difficulty integrating digital platforms into existing business models. And then there's also that uncertainty in ROI or digital investments because there's a risk of ineffective implementation in these SMEs. It's worthy to also reiterate that Iran was used as a case study for these emerging market challenges in SME adoptions. I think that the study used Iran to examine how regulatory, infrastructural, and economic constraints can impact SME digital adoption because Iran represents like a developing economy with a lot of digital adoption barriers like so many other countries, and they have things like weak government policies, weak infrastructures, and financial limitations. And that is why the most critical boundary conditions were formed and were also presented in this paper. So, among the identified barriers, there are three that emerged as the most critical barriers or obstacles in SMEs and their digital transformation or digital platform adoptions. One is weak government support and regulatory issues because of the inconsistent policies and legal loopholes that would hinder the digital platform adoptions. Then there's also lack of financial incentives and supportive infrastructure. We also have technical mismatch between business needs and digital platforms. So SMEs basically struggle to integrate digital platform features with their existing workflows. Many platforms do not align with these operational requirements for local businesses. And lastly, we have limited digital access and technological infrastructure due to poor internet connectivity issues in rural areas, and then high cost of acquiring digital tools and services. So the paper also suggests strategies for overcoming these barriers to digital platform adoptions. First, we've categorized them in different levels of strategies. So government level strategy is the first one. And this is basically policy for lawmakers, government and regulatory bodies, basically telling them to revise their infrastructural strategies and regulations to create a more supportive environment for SMEs. Enforce clear regulations by strengthening data privacy, cybersecurity, and digital trade laws, and support SME funding by providing financial incentives for digital adoption. Next, we have organizational level strategy. This is basically for the business owners and entrepreneurs, and this can be achieved by expanding their communication network to attract investors, invest in digital skills by training employees in e-commerce and cybersecurity and online marketing, and then addressing infrastructural limitations, especially with financial constraints. And then finally is the operational level strategy, where this is for operational managers. They should align their digital platform technicalities and features with the strategic objectives for the business model to ensure seamless integration and value creation, and then enhance customer trust by implementing secure payment methods and transparent policies in the business. So these study findings, particularly from Iran, can be applied to SMEs here in Canada, especially SMEs in rural areas with limited digital access, businesses that are struggling with funding for digital transformation, and companies that are facing slow decision making on digital strategies. All this structured framework from this study, Canadian SMEs can put it to good use so that they can increase the level playing field and compete globally. And an example of such Canadian SME is a Pacific Coastal Airline, a British Columbia SME that can take advantage or leverage the information in this paper. It can systematically address digital transformation challenges rather than tackling them randomly, and my colleagues will speak about that.
So let's apply these findings to Pacific Coastal Airlines. Let's look at the company's overview. Pacific Coastal Airlines is a privately owned Canadian regional airline founded in 1987, and it has its headquarters in Richmond, British Columbia. The airline has become an essential link for remote and undeserved communities in British Columbia and Western Canada as a whole. It operates scheduled, charter, and cargo flights and is well known for its community-oriented approach, offering air services to destinations that larger airlines do not serve. It has a fleet size of about 20 aircrafts and cuts across over 15 destinations in Western Canada. It has less than 500 employees, and it's one of Canada's top SME employers of 2024. Despite its success in regional aviation, Pacific Coastal Airlines has struggled with digital transformation, particularly in these four areas. 1. Limited e-commerce and digital booking system, where the airline's website and booking system lack some advanced features found in larger competitors like WestJet or Air Canada. Comments on some platforms also indicate customers reporting difficulty in navigating the site and limited booking options. 2. Inefficient digital customer support, where the company relies heavily on phone-based customer support, leading to longer wait times and no AI chatbots or automated customer service systems to handle routine inquiries. This is a big hurdle. 3. Slow adoption of digital marketing and customer engagement tools for customers and personalized marketing approach using data-driven insights. And 4. Cybersecurity and data protection risk, where handling online transactions could have been a challenge, which needs more stronger security measures to protect customer information. So, how can Pacific Coastal Airline benefit from this study? Let us consider four beneficial areas. 1. By addressing operational barriers, by upgrading their digital booking system and implement AI-powered booking assistants to improve customer experience and improve their websites and mobile functionality for smoother online transactions. The second area, they need to strengthen their digital strategy by leveraging chatbots for customer support to reduce call center workload by implementing 24/7 automated chat support and adapting a personalized marketing approach using data analytics to create targeted promotions to improve customer engagement. The third point is to overcome behavioral barriers by training their employees in digital tools and customer service tools on digital marketing platforms, as well as enhancing customer trust in online transactions to strengthen data privacy policies. So, training the employees is very key. Then the last area that they can benefit from this study is to improve decision making and policy by working with the government and tech partners, as well as Canadian digital innovation firms to implement cost effective digital solutions. Recommendations and actionable plans for Pacific Coastal Airlines. The recommendations we came up with are term based: short term for the next 6 to 12 months, mid-term for the next 1 to 2 years, and long term for beyond 2 years. For short term, the Pacific Coastal Airlines should: 1. Improve websites and mobile experience for seamless flight bookings. 2. Introduce automated AI-driven customer service chatbots for faster response time. 3. Strengthen cybersecurity measures to protect customer data. For midterm, they can implement AI driven data analytics for personalized marketing and promotions. 2. They can adopt cloud based operations management tools to streamline internal processes. And also, they can invest in digital literacy training for employees and management. And for long term, that is beyond 2 years, they can develop a fully automated digital check-in process to enhance customer convenience. They can also expand digital advertising and social media marketing campaigns to reach a broader audience. And 3, they can leverage machine learning to predict customer travel trends and offer customized promotions. It is also worthy to note that Pacific Coastal Airlines engaged the services of AirTRFX, a marketing platform that helps airlines and other businesses promote their services and increase online revenue. The result of this strategy has been plus 15% increase in online revenue in the first year of using AirTRFX, which is part of the recommendations to Pacific Coastal Airlines. This study provides a structured framework for SMEs like Pacific Coastal Airlines to successfully navigate digital transformations. So, by implementing the recommendation strategies, the airlines and other SMEs alike can: 1. Enhance its digital customer experience. 2. Improve operational efficiency. 3. Strengthen its competitive advantage in the aviation industry. And 4. Position itself as a leader whilst embracing digital innovations.